and welcome to Knittin Kitten podcast number 17. I guess it's 7 plus 10. My name is Mallory, otherwise known as JustADoseOfLove, all around the internet. You can find me on Instagram, Reddit, Facebook, Ravelry, and Twitter under JustADoseOfLove, though I am most active on Instagram. This is a video podcast about knitting and crafts and kind of whatever else happens to be going on at the time. And I am filming today on Friday, February 22nd, and it's about, 9:30? Yes, it's about 9:30 p.m. If you are a new viewer, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming to hang out again. I really enjoy the time we spend together, so that's, I love our bi-weekly podcast time. It's a lot of fun. Anyways, I'm just going to jump right into what's on my needles because I have started my Ease sweater by Alicia Plummer, and that was actually number 3 on the list, but we're going to skip right to it because I am just kind of excited to, I'm just really excited that I finally started this sweater. And I really shouldn't say it that way. I had started the tea leaf sweater, probably about a year ago now, with the, that was when the whole tea leaf knit along was going on actually with the Craftsy class, and that is by Bristol Ivy. And it's a great pattern, but it's just not something that I think I would actually end up wearing when I'm done with it, and I was pretty close to being finished. I was almost done. Had one sleeve to go, and then I just had the trim to finish off the sweater. But honestly, yeah, I took it back because I'm not sure if I would have worn it, and it didn't look super warm with all of the nice little lacy bits on the shoulder saddles and in the front. So I frogged it, and I started the Ease sweater by Alicia Plummer, and I started that last week, I think. So I'm just going to show you what the yarn looks like before it's in a ball, I guess, in a project. So this is the Cloudborn Superwash Merino worsted twist. It's 100% superwash merino, and it's a worsted. It's the sky blue colorway, and at the time, I think when you bought a crafty class, or you signed up for a class on Crafty. It's been a long time, sorry. There was a discount on your yarn too, so I got the class and I got the yarn at the same time. And yay, sweater quantity of yarn, it was under $100. So that was exciting. Anyways, that was a little bit of a tangent for no reason. This is what my Ease sweater looks like so far. And, I mean, it doesn't look like much. This is where my neck will be, I suppose. Yes, because there's a cowl, a cowl hood, a cowl style neck that goes onto it afterwards. It's going to be nice and, like, kind of tall and droopy, and I'm really looking forward to this sweater. Actually, I really like the way that it looks knitted up, and I'm so happy that I decided to redo it with this yarn, because I do really like the yarn, and I'm really excited for this sweater when it's done. So here's what it looks like so far. It doesn't really look like much. Since this was frog yarn, everything looks a little inconsistent. And, oh, look, my little fox stitch marker. I'm so excited I finally get to use him. He's got a pretty big diameter ring on him. I bought a set of these off Etsy, but since I usually make socks with my circulars, that's a little big for sock needles. That's a little big. So now I finally get to use him. I am knitting this up on my 6mm US 10 interchangeable needles. These are Knitpicks needles in the, what color? I have it written down, but of course I don't actually, there's my mouse. Sunstruck. It's their Sunstruck interchangeable needle set, which was in that magic mail box Christmas gift item that mysteriously appeared at my house. Still not 100% sure where that came from. I have my suspicions that it was from my Reddit Secret Santa, but there was actually no note. So there was no note and there was no actual confirmation that my Santa had shipped their gift. They didn't fill that out. Anyways, I'm not complaining. This is a wonderful gift. I got a whole needle set. Just because I have it right here, I'll show you. Yeah, whole interchangeable needle set. Isn't that cool? Anyways, I guess I'm a little distractible tonight. Sorry about that. That is the most exciting item that I have on my needles right now. The other two you've seen already, so I'll just show you again what was going to be my Valentine's Day hat surprise. I haven't torn it back yet. This is in the Femme Fetale colorway by Amy at What's Up Yarn Co. Absolutely the cutest pink, and it's got some purples and some oranges, and I thought it would be perfect for a Valentine's Day hat. And it is perfect for a Valentine's Day hat. I just don't like the pattern. I don't like how it's knitting up, and I need to tear it back, and I'm going to tear it back to the brim and restart the body of the hat, and I just haven't gotten there yet. And if you are interested in knowing what I'm knitting those on, those are my Addi, what size are you? 3.5 mil? Oh yeah, so I use 3.5 mil, which is US 4 for the brim, and I bumped it up a size to 4 mil and US 6 for the body of the hat, and that's what I'm on right now. And I do really like the Addi needles, but I guess they don't make them as small as I would like to have them for a fingering weight hat. So that kind of has put me off of Addi interchangeables a little bit. I mean, if they don't go that small, then I have to buy another interchangeable set so I can actually, you know, get needles as small as I would like them. Which kind of defeats the whole point, I think. Oh, scared my cat. Oops. Okay, last one. I have done some more work on my, oh this is a mess, Coziest Memories blanket. So, I have started my second row. Oh my gosh, everything's going to fall off my lap. Okay, I've started my second row. And I'm really excited. I really am so excited with how it's turning out. Oh my. Absolutely stoked. I made a bit of an oopsies with my reading of the instructions for the second row. So I have a square over at this end, and then I realized that that was absolutely ridiculous, and that's not how this pattern works. So I have one additional square over here, and then 4.5 over here, and when I do get to the other end, I'm just going to have to, I don't know, maybe Kitchener them together. I'll have to graft them together somehow. Okay, so that is my scrappy blanket. I've actually been seeing a bit of a lot of posts with the Northeasterly scrap blanket, and I'm not sure who that's by, so you have to forgive me, but I think it's a really nice looking blanket, and I kind of want to start one on my own because some of my scraps of yarn I don't have enough of it. They're still like small balls, but not enough to actually make a full square on the Coziest Memory blankets, so it kind of looks like the Northeasterly doesn't require that much because it's just a little triangle tops. So it's not like you have to fill in a whole square with that. Ooh, my voice is going already, which is great because we're on to what am I drinking tonight? You know what I'm drinking? Tea. Oh, delicious tea. This is a mix of the Buddha's blend from David's Tea and the Cherry Blossom from David's Tea, and I'm really particular when it comes to those two teas. They are my absolute favorite, and I think they go together perfect. The Buddha's blend, it smells absolutely delicious, but if you steep it for more than like a minute tops, it is so bitter and absolutely awful. It is so awful. But it smells really flowery, really fruity, like a light fruity. but if you steep it for as long as, you know, you would need to actually taste the fruity flavors as well, it's disgusting. So you put the cherry blossom in first for 2 minutes, and then the Buddhist blend in with the cherry blossom, let that steep together for about 45 seconds, and it just balances out so nicely. Oh, absolutely my favorite tea combination. I could probably drink that all day and not get tired of it. Oh, and this cute little cup. There's a store in Red Deer, and that's where I used to live, called Housewarmings, and they have all these neat little things. They have teacups with handles and saucers, and they have these little Asian style teacups, and I was going to show this to you a little bit later in the podcast, but since we're talking about it already, I have an owl backpack that I bring to festivals, and I use it to carry my water and the sunscreen, basically anything I need. But it's starting to fall apart a little bit, so I made a trip to Red Deer last weekend, and I stopped at Housewarmings, and I got myself a new owl backpack. Isn't he cute? He looks a little derpy, but like, look at his little feet. Aren't they cute? He's not a backpack though, he's a bag. He is an over-the-shoulder bag, but I think he's adorable. And he was on sale. Normally he's $35 and he was only $22. I'm so excited. I am thinking though that I may end up taking the straps and attaching them as if they were backpack straps and turning him into a backpack, because there's just something about having, you know, like your wallet and your money attached to your bag and not just over your shoulder that makes me feel a lot better when I'm out in public. Yeah. Anyways, there's my little owl bag. I am so excited to add him to my festival supplies. So cute. I got some new harem pants there too. They had a really big sale going on. It was awesome. I was fully prepared to pay $40 for a new owl bag. $22? It's just amazing. Okay. What's off my needles? Nothing's off my needles. Nope. Nada. Just been plugging away at my memories blanket and trying to make some headway on my sweater. Because I've never finished a sweater before, and I just want to, like, knit as much as I can while I'm still really excited about it, and not, like, stuck in stockinette fields forever. Because I'll get there, and that's going to suck. So, just enjoy it while I can. Upcoming and or current items of note. My Kodama, I should know that. My Kodama sock pattern released on February 10th. And if you are interested, please check out my Ravelry page. I didn't grab them again. Oh my gosh. I should really grab them. I'll be right back. So silly trying to show you something and not having it in front of me to show you. Anyways, this was my Kodama sock pattern. So it's got this leafy kind of pattern up one side, and then on the opposite side it has some delicate little cables and form circles. And what I really like about these socks is that they're not identical. So on one sock the cables are on the outside, and the other, I guess the cables are on the outsides of both socks, or the insides, depending on how you wear your socks, but they are not identical, they are symmetrical. So I just thought it was kind of neat. Definitely one of my favorite designs so far. I think I'm probably going to make another pair sometime soon. So there was that. And I'm going to jump around a little bit. I have one new thing, stash enhancement. I bought some yarn, is what I'm trying to say. I bought some yarn I was at River City Yarns yesterday looking at a couple different skeins, and there was one that I really liked. I actually don't even remember what colorway it was, but it was the Adam and Eve, which is special dyed for River City Yarns by Handmaiden. And I liked it a lot, was walking up to the till, and then I saw these. It's a sock set. Okay, so it's a sock set. I've never heard of this yarn dyer before. It's Sugar Tots, and I'm probably living under a rock, maybe, I don't know. Anyways, Sugar Tots, and it's a sock set, and it is the Siren sock set. So it's got these really gorgeous blues and greens and purples and speckles, of course. I feel like I might be sitting way too close to the camera now. I'm so sorry if that is too close. Maybe? Oh, I'm not sure. It's so hard because my camera doesn't have a flip around screen, which is why sometimes I have those problems where it's all blurry and I don't know it's blurry, and then I have to cut out like minutes worth of video afterwards because the camera's blurry and I didn't realize it. But sorry if I'm too close now. Anyways, there's the main color. I assume this is going to be contrasting heels and toes for sure, and then there's this darker blue, and it came with a stitch marker. I think it's super cool. I've never actually bought a sock set before, and this is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon. I'm really excited to knit something up with this. Maybe Kimiko, she is the host of the Knitspired podcast. Also, she designs, and she's got a couple sock patterns that I had tested for her. She's another Canadian designer, by the way, and she's dyeing her own yarn now, and you should really check it out because I unfortunately can't remember the name of her other Instagram where she has the yarn that she dyes, but it's really, really pretty. You should really check it out. Anyways, I think maybe once her third sock pattern is done and she releases them all, maybe I'll make a pair in this colorway. I think so. I think it'll be cute. That's her Sweet Child of Mine series. And I believe the last pattern is currently in testing. Super exciting. I think I have a plan. How often does that happen? I never have plans with yarn. I have a problem. I may not ever admit that again. But whatever, yarn is pretty. Even when it's not in a project yet. That's how, oh man, that's how problems happen. That's how hoarders happen. Oh, yes. In case you're wondering what this is, this was my Origin of Love shawl. It's a design of my own that I never published. I would like to reknit it. It's, I don't even know what you would call this shape right now. It's just very flat on the top, and I would like to tweak the design a bit so that it's a crescent-shaped shawl instead, just because I find these ones are difficult to wear. But I haven't worn this or shown this in a long time, and I still think it's really pretty. This was using some of the National Parks colorways, I believe also by Fleece Artist, potentially? Oh, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look back on some old notes, but this is a single ply. I used just some of the black single ply from Knitpicks, and then this National Parks colorway. And I really like how it turned out. I really, really do, especially like these bits here. Oh, I love it, but I think I need to tweak it a little bit so that it's a crescent-shaped shawl instead. Still fun. Still a lot of fun. Maybe someday I will publish a shawl pattern. They're just so scary. They're huge and delicate and gorgeous, and hats are easier and socks are easier because you know, they all are the same kind of shape. The shawls can be anything. They can be crazy. Oh, I should really start knitting shawls again. It's been a while. I've been on a sock and a hat kick for a while now, but I do have some shawl yarn I should fool around with a little bit. Anyways, got distracted. Sorry. What else? The Great Podcaster Craft Together. That's the brainchild of Jessica over at Silver Luna 2112 on Ravelry, or Silver's Dreamland podcast. And if you have any questions about what that is, where to find the Ravelry group, that will all be in the information below, but I'm not going to run through the whole thing this time. If you're interested in taking part, anyone who watches a knitting podcast, period, can take part in this craft together. And scrappy blankets, 3 squares count, so I have another entry for February. So at least I'll get one entry in for this month. Basically, the gist of this craft together is to finish things. So that's, yeah, if you're interested, just check out the notes below. And that's about it for the knitting side of things and the crafting side of things. I just got a couple, like, things going on in my life, I guess. Oh, that sounds so serious. It's not serious. It's neat. I am officially taking on the vice president role of my BNI chapter. I did my training today. I'm really excited and also very terrified because I don't really know what I'm doing. And I am really bad at not knowing what I'm doing. I'm really bad at not being prepared for things, or being like, yes. But it'll be fine. It'll just take a couple weeks to kind of get into it, and I am really excited because it's got a lot of numbers stuff, and I'm good at numbers and tracking things. I'm really good at tracking things, I think. So I'm really excited for that. Still terrified. Definitely excited. My owl bag, I showed you that already. I'm not going to show you again. And, oh, yes. We watched A Star is Born with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. And if you've seen it, you'll know what I mean when I say I sobbed at the end. If you haven't seen it and you don't really want to sob, don't watch it. It's very sad. Very, very sad. So sad, in fact, that when I was on my way to Red Deer and the song came on the radio, I started sobbing again. And I was like, this is such a beautiful song, I just want to sing along. And then every time I'd open my mouth to sing, I'd just be like, I'd start crying again. So I had to listen to it like 5 times before I could finally, I wasn't breaking down or having my voice crack or, oh, very sad movie. If you're feeling emotional and you want to sob, definitely recommend watching it. If not, stay away. So sad. Very good though. I liked it. That's actually it. Wow. Well, this concludes our podcast for today. No, well, I guess it does actually. If, oh, I don't remember what I'm saying anymore. I think, you know, I've been thinking that I really like podcasting every 2 weeks. I don't knit fast enough to podcast weekly, but I would like to video record. Wow, my words are not working very well right now. I would really like to record once a week instead of once every 2 weeks, but I just don't know what I would talk about. But at least in the in-between bits, I would, you know, not forget what I'm saying so often, or how I do my intro and the outro and all of the in-between bits, because that is a little frustrating. It's almost like I have to write everything out word for word, and that is no fun, and I do not want to do that. That is terrible. But I just fall out of practice when I don't do it often enough. Like twice a month, that's not very much at all. Oh, I'm running on a tangent again. Sorry about that. Anyways, if you would like to be notified of new videos, please feel free to subscribe. If you'd like to be, if you'd like to actually get a notification, then hit the little bell that's beside the subscribe button and you will get notifications for that. I hope you enjoyed this video podcast, even with the rambling and the camera dying, which I actually didn't mention. My camera died, so this recording session has lasted a while because I had to pause to charge my camera. Rambling again, so sorry. I enjoyed the time we spent together. I hope you did too. I will see you in 2 weeks. Stay wonderful.